Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping back in time. We talk a lot about modern prepping, bug-out bags, high-tech gear, freeze-dried food. But what if the most resilient survival skills aren't found in a catalog, but in the pages of history? For centuries, our ancestors survived without electricity, GPS, or grocery stores. They faced challenges we can barely imagine, and they did it with knowledge passed down through generations. Today, we're uncovering 5 forgotten medieval survival techniques that modern preppers often overlook, but absolutely shouldn't. Stick around, because these ancient skills might just be the missing piece in your preparedness plan. First up, let's talk about something fundamental: making and using char cloth. Before lighters and ferro rods, starting a fire, especially in damp conditions, was a serious challenge. Medieval people mastered the art of creating char cloth. What is it? It's essentially fabric, like cotton or linen, that has been heated in a low-oxygen environment until it's carbonized. Think of it as a fire-starting cheat code from the past. A single spark from a piece of flint and steel will catch instantly on char cloth, creating a glowing ember that you can then transfer to your tinder bundle. It's incredibly reliable and lightweight. Many preppers have multiple ways to make a flame, but how many practice creating their own reliable tinder? Having a tin of homemade char cloth in your kit is a nod to a time-tested technique that works when modern gadgets fail. It's not just about having the gear, it's about having the skill to create what you need from basic materials. Next, let's look at food preservation beyond canning or freeze-drying. Specifically, let's talk about salting and smoking meat, the medieval way. Before refrigeration, a successful hunt or a slaughtered farm animal meant you had a massive amount of food that would spoil quickly. The solution? Salt. Heavy salting, or brine curing, draws out moisture, which bacteria need to thrive. They would pack meat in salt, or soak it in a heavy saltwater solution for weeks. Then, for even longer-term storage and added flavor, they would smoke it. A simple smokehouse could be built from wood and daub, and a slow, cool smoke would not only dry the meat further, but also coat it with natural preservatives. This created jerky and cured hams that could last for months, even through a harsh winter. While many preppers store canned meat, knowing how to preserve a large protein source with just salt and smoke is a game-changing skill. It's about creating a sustainable food source, not just stockpiling a finite one. Our third forgotten skill is foraging for more than just berries. I'm talking about acorns and cattails, 2 superfoods of the medieval wilderness. While modern foragers might look for mushrooms or wild greens, our ancestors knew the incredible value of these 2 staples. Acorns from oak trees are packed with calories, fat, and protein. But you can't just eat them off the ground. They're full of bitter tannins. The medieval technique was to leach them. They would grind the acorns into a meal and then repeatedly soak them in hot water or place them in a porous bag in a running stream until the bitterness was gone. The resulting flour could be used to make a dense, nutritious bread. Then you have cattails, often called the supermarket of the swamp. Nearly every part of the plant is edible at different times of the year. The young shoots can be eaten like asparagus, the pollen can be used as flour, and the starchy rootstocks, or rhizomes, can be boiled or roasted just like potatoes. Knowing how to identify and process these calorie-dense wild foods moves you beyond simple snacking and into long-term sustenance. Let's move on to a skill that's part engineering, part craftsmanship: coppicing and pollarding. This is more than just chopping down a tree for firewood. It's a sustainable method of woodland management that provided a constant, renewable source of wood. Coppicing is the practice of cutting certain trees, like hazel, ash, or willow, down to their stump. The tree doesn't die. Instead, it sends up multiple new shoots that grow straight and fast. These poles could be harvested every 7 to 15 years for everything from building materials and fences to tool handles and, of course, firewood. Pollarding is similar, but the tree is cut higher up, above the reach of grazing animals like deer. This meant you could have a source of wood and still use the land for livestock. For a modern prepper, establishing a small coppice plot on your property, or even knowing how to manage one, means you will never run out of wood. It's the ultimate long-term thinking, ensuring resources for decades to come, not just for the next winter. Finally, our fifth technique is one that's often completely ignored: creating and using tallow. In a world without flashlights or hardware stores, tallow was liquid gold. What is it? It's rendered animal fat, usually from beef or mutton. The process involves slowly heating the fat until it melts, then straining out any solids. The pure, rendered fat that's left is tallow. It had so many uses. Poured into a shell or a small dish with a wick, it became a long-burning, reliable candle for light. It was a high-calorie cooking fat. It was used to waterproof leather boots and condition wooden tool handles. It could even be mixed with lye from wood ash to create basic soap. For preppers, the ability to take a resource, animal fat, that might otherwise be discarded and turn it into light, food, and maintenance supplies is incredibly efficient. It's about a no-waste mindset, using every single part of the resources available to you. A lesson the modern world has largely forgotten. So, there you have it. 5 medieval survival techniques that are just as relevant today as they were 1,000 years ago. From making char cloth and preserving meat with salt, to processing acorns and managing a woodlot, these skills connect us to a deeper, more resilient past. It's a reminder that preparedness isn't just about what you can buy, it's about what you know how to do. The best gear in the world is useless without the knowledge to back it up. So I challenge you, pick one of these skills and try it. Make some char cloth. Research the edible plants in your area. Think beyond the bug-out bag and start building a foundation of ancient, time-tested knowledge. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey back in time useful, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which medieval skill you think is the most valuable for a modern prepper. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Stay safe and stay prepared.